So there are some incentive structure problems with women's choice that are not within her control that are very problematic for a woman. So as a man who struggles a lot, we often look at the lives of women with disdain because of the apparent ease of life they have. They do, however, have one struggle that we can't relate to that is far worse than ours. Here's the problem we have. In the church, we're taught not to hate anyone. We're not really defined what that actually is. So we don't truly deal with negative emotions or negative feelings towards people in fear of being called some kind of ism um, or misogyny or racism. So we never deal with the actual problem, um, which is very dangerous because when we put ourselves into all types of mental gymnastics to so that we cannot be a thing. So what I did was I allowed myself to hate women so that I may not hate women. I allowed myself to have all the negative emotions towards women so I can actually deal with those negative emotions and so that I can actually solve the problem instead of doing the thing in which deeply that we resent women and all this bitter stuff that you end up doing in the red pill in modern America that the majority of men have after watching Fresh and Fit or the whatever podcast. And that is real black pilled rope fuel. So, as a man who struggles a lot, we often look at the lives of women with disdain because of the apparent ease of life they have. They do, however, have one struggle that we can't relate to that is far worse than ours. Our hypergamy aligns with um, the optimization of having a good mother, like a good wife, a a young woman who is pure, who is devoted to you, who does what you say, who is thin, who is good looking, will give you good children. Here's the problem for you ladies. It doesn't work the same way for you. So you're making your choices, all right? We have a decision tree going all the way down. Okay, I want you to imagine this in your brain. Strong versus weak. You go with the strong. He can provide, he can protect. That's understandable. Strong beats weak. So, you ladies, you pick the strong. You want a guy who's stronger than you. All right? Guy with bigger arms than you, at least. You want a guy who is anti-fragile, who's not a glass cannon. So, you can have a bunch of gym muscle and go outside and throw out your back hitting your toe on the curb. You cannot be able to sprint because you're all swolled up, looking great in the mirror, but can't walk. So not fully optimizing your strength for hypertrophy. I mispronounced that one. I'm sorry, guys. You understand that on an instinctual level. So you're going right. Your instincts are helping you out with this one. You want a rich man or who has a man who has the attributes of being rich over a man who is poor and or has the attributes of being poor. So however you want to split that, a poor man who has attributes of being rich. So the attributes of being rich, disciplined, hungry, talented. That might be better than a kid that just inherited all his money. Understandable. However you want to play that up. All right. So your instincts, strength, anti-fragility, rich guy or without the attributes of being wealthy. All your instincts are helping you out. Here's where your instincts may not help you out. Unlike my instincts. My instincts are youth, beauty, purity. All those things help me out. My instincts help me out. Here's where your instincts don't help you out. You want a dominating man who can protect his assets, who cannot be manipulated emotionally, including guilted into doing things, all right? Who has strong boundaries, who has courage to take risks, who does have no fear, has no sadness by which would distract from his drive, has no vulnerabilities, opposed to a man who can be manipulated by the church or by other people, who is too timid to make a choice or go out on a limb, or who can be guilted in giving away the farm, or manipulated by other men emotionally. So a man that cannot be manipulated, who no man can manipulate it and can easily... Okay, here we go. An unmanipulated man, does he step in the path of a bullet for you? Or does he let you get shot? An unmanipulated man, a man that is dominant, that is purpose-driven, so he's not just collecting assets and therefore fearing his loss of those assets, but collecting those assets for a purpose. Therefore, his purpose is ahead of him, which means he cannot be dissuaded either right or to the left. He's going straight forward. That kind of man, does he step in the way of a bullet, therefore taking away his purpose? Or does he let you get shot by that bullet to go forward? The most alpha trait would be letting you get shot on a purely evolutionary psychology level, red pill psychology level, because that would be sacrificing all, just from a overarching effect, it would be sacrificing all of his hard work and his purpose before he reaches it. That is a man, true, you cannot manipulate, but can you emotionally attach to that man? So it's said that women love men that can replace them. And the more easily you can be replaced as a man, the more women want you. Ladies, you aren't assets to us. You're liabilities. We love you, but you're the reason for correcting, the pushing forward. But it goes further than you. You're the gift. You're not the purpose behind the gift. So there's a thin line, right? You're walking. Every day, the man that you want or that you will want is hitting the gym, reading the white papers, opening up the thick books, basically engaging in some kind of solo leveling to become more and more powerful, more and more invulnerable, more and more unrelatable. We relate to each other in weakness, not in strength. Becoming more and more the man who can replace you. So this is my suggestion, ladies. You not optimize for hypergamy. It goes. Your instincts cannot lead you to the perfect man, nor are the instincts of your lady friends. Suppose you believe that a religious man can save you. You can optimize through the religion of, through the church, or through the religion of a man. That man, okay, that cannot be manipulated, and that is pushing forward, who is kind of a Deuteronomy 28 kind of man, is fully familiar with Adam and what befell Adam and Solomon and King David. That man will optimize not for you, but for the gifts of the scripture. I'm not so certain that man can relate to you the way you want him to relate. I'm not certain that you'll have a great romance with that man. I'm speaking as that man. There is that very certain possibility that a man that is fully optimized hypergamy wise from the church maybe can provide for you as a husband. Maybe you would be a great father. Okay? That doesn't mean that he'll love you. That means he will do all the things that would make him love you. I mean, let's look at Jacob and Leah. All right? You may have a stretch of time where he wanted Rachel, that he fought for Rachel. And that's a hard go. Leah weighed to Judah. Leah gave Jacob 3 sons, and she just basically gave up on being loved by her husband. Guess what? At the end, Jacob wanted Leah with him. Rachel died there. He wanted Leah's bones. He fell in love with Leah. Are you able to take that chance, that stepping out in faith, that you would love a religious man like that? I mean, that is really, that's a hard way to go. I mean, to hear that the wife that he wanted, like 7 years, was as nothing for him, was no struggle at all for him to marry her, that's a hard road to hoe. And that's what you ladies have in front of you. That is which I don't envy. I don't envy a relationship in which the woman feels compelled to have sex with a man not out of love or lust, but out of duty. That is not something that I would want. That's Morgan Yee, Greatest is Reward. I have Bitcoin and Solana. I hope you support me through this ministry. But this ministry is about talking honestly about things that hurt. There's only 2 types of truth in the world: those that hurt you now and those that hurt you later. So men have many struggles, but for the most part, it's not against our instincts. So, with that being said, I can't hate women because it's not their fault that they struggle with their own instincts. Their instincts betray them.